YouTube, thought I'd do another video here. I got the prototype done of my computerless, no computer, which means no Zello, no daytime, no nothing, computerless repeater controller board that should work with any mobile radio, as long as you can hook up a microphone cable and the mobile radio has a speaker out. You will need two of them, but this controller board will let you turn any two mobile radios into a repeater. No radio modifications, no Vox, plug and play. In this case, no computer. So like I said, the only requirements is that you got to have a speaker out on the radio, and the other radio you got to be able to hook up a microphone cable, as you see in this video. Now, the thing that I have to mention too is that, a little disclaimer here, when you do this, you got to only do this to the frequencies you're licensed for, and you got to make sure for that particular frequency they allow repeaters. So do not do this on frequencies you're not licensed for, and or do not do this if you're not allowed to have a repeater on that frequency. So my little disclaimer there. But this is a working prototype. I am done with building this. Now it's test time. Now we're going to be putting it through its paces and all that good stuff. So the next few videos you're going to see are going to be me testing this prototype. If it all tests okay, then I go ahead and have the circuit boards made up. Now it brings me to the next point. This is a prototype. That's why it's on a breadboard, circuit board type of setup. It's not a final product. Final product, I'll get circuit boards made up like I did before with my other interface board. But I don't do that until I know I don't have to make any changes or modifications. So this board, also too, I mentioned in one video, this is going to have data pins, I call them. So when the board is in receive mode or transmit mode, these pins will be a high or a low. And I want to kind of talk about that for a minute. When I did the last video, I said in that video that we'll have a data pin for when it's in receive mode, and we're going to have a data pin when it's in transmit mode, my interface board, that is. Well, after I shot that video and I uploaded it, and as I'm building the circuit, as I'm doing it, I realized, well, you can't have one without the other. What I mean by that is I can't have PTT working unless it's receiving. So it'd be kind of dumb to have two pins, data pins that do the same thing, is what I'm trying to say. So I made one data pin be a high when the board is active, or I made the other data pin at the, they both are either one is low or one is high when the board is active. So I made the circuitry separate from the repeater controller circuitry, like I mentioned in that video, so if something happens, it should not knock out the repeater controller. It should only knock out the other circuit, which is easily replaced if we need to, hopefully, theoretically, just by replacing a chip. Now, I still got to test that. So the next few videos you're going to be seeing are going to be me testing this board. Now, if there's a video you like me to do, please post it in the comments below. Now, that brings me to the next question I get asked about how do you know it's going to be compatible with most radios. Well, truth be told, I don't. I'm just going by the data and what this board can do. Now, like I mentioned in my other video, I'm going to say between, well, I think that one video I said between 80 or 90 to 95. So I'm going to say between 90 and 95%. Nothing can be 100%. That's impossible. So, but if there is a radio that you really want to know, will this work with it? What you could do is if you want to send me that radio, put in the box a prepaid shipping label so I can send the radio back. I will hook it up and see if it works. Matter of fact, I may even do a video on it. I'm hoping over time I'll have a database that will tell you what models this will work with, and maybe perhaps what models it does not work with. So that's what my goal is. But obviously, there's no way I can test all the radios that are out there. That's just impossible. So, so like I said, I'll put my email address down below if you're interested in that. Or if you're interested in the circuit board, shoot me an email. I'll have my email address down below. So what this does, like I said, this prototype, my top radio is the transmit radio. We put that on the transmit frequency. The bottom radio is the receive radio. We put that on receive frequency. I plug in my RJ45 cable. I hook it up to the screw terminals accordingly. You can get the diagram on this from the manufacturer. Retevis sometimes has it in their owner's manuals. If your manufacturer does not have that info, you can send them an email and they should be able to tell you. So that's what you got to do for the transmit radio. The receive radio, all you got to do is plug in the speaker out cable, which will be included on the final product, and it probably put your volume about halfway, and then we adjust accordingly from there. But that's all you got to do for the receive radio. I have a extension cable on here, so that I don't have to reach behind the radio and unplug it. So that's why it looks like this. Unless you buy that separately, it will not come with that particular cable. So it's real simple to do. I'll probably make a video and showing you how to do this cable. It's really easy. So I'll make a video about that sooner or later. So at any rate, I will be doing some video for sound, and I have some ideas for a sound setup here. I'm not going to get into that. That's for another video. So that's what this is going to be for. Now, I'd like to mention too, before I forget, the data pins on this controller board are low current, meaning it cannot drive a big fan. To do that, you are going to need to use a relay, and you may, depending on what type of relay you use, you may have to make a driver little circuit for that relay. Now, I'm not going to get into details about that in that video. Maybe I'll do a video on how to do that if there's enough people showing interest on that. But at any rate, this is a working prototype. I'm done for the most part building it. Now it's testing time. So if you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. Please subscribe. Thank you and have a good day.